Picture yourself standing in a grocery store with a cart that is only half full. You know you need enough food to last throughout the week, but you also know that buying everything your household needs could leave you without enough money for rent, gas, transportation, or other important bills. For many Rhode Islanders, this is not simply an imaginary situation, it is a decision they may face regularly. Today I'm going to discuss food insecurity in Rhode Island, the work of Melissa Cherney, and the efforts of Rhode Island Community Food Bank. Food insecurity is more than an occasional feeling hungry. It means that a person or household does not consistently have access to enough safe and nutritious food. First, I will explain the problem of food insecurity in Rhode Island. Second, I'm going to discuss Melissa Cherney and her efforts to bring attention to hunger. And finally, I will be explaining how the Rhode Island Community Food Bank works to create a positive change. So food insecurity continues to affect many different communities throughout Rhode Island. It can affect children, working parents, people experiencing homelessness, and individuals who may already be dealing with health or financial problems. A study conducted by Kathleen Gorman, Kelly Horton, and Robert Hauser examined low-income working families in Rhode Island. The research behind it is that they found 56% of the families in their sample experienced food insecurity, while close to 20% experienced hunger. This is important because these were not necessarily households in which nobody worked. Many were working families who still did not earn enough to consistently afford food and other basic needs. The study also found that some families had to reduce the size of their meals or skip meals because there was not enough money for other challenges, such as paying rent and etc. So food insecurity also existed alongside other challenges, including low wages, poverty, transportation problems, limited medical care, and a lack of social support. Food insecurity also affects physical and mental health. A Rhode Island study by Kimberly Dong and her colleagues examined adults who were on probation. Nearly three-quarters of the people in that study experienced food insecurity, and almost half experienced very low food security. The researchers also found that homelessness and depression were strongly connected to higher levels of food insecurity. These findings show that food insecurity is not simply a matter of someone making poor choices. It is often connected to larger problems, including low income, unstable housing, unemployment, and mental health concerns, and a lack of dependable transportation. When people are constantly worrying about their next meal, it becomes more difficult to focus on work, school, health, and other responsibilities. Understanding these challenges is one of the reasons why leadership and advocacy are so important. Melissa Cherney has used her professional experience and personal understanding of food insecurity to bring attention to hunger in Rhode Island. As a leader connected to Rhode Island Community Food Bank, her work includes raising awareness, strengthening partnerships, encouraging communities and government leaders, excuse me, to recognize food insecurity as a serious issue. A leader in this area does more than oversee the distribution of food. That person also has to communicate the needs of the community, work with donors and local organizations, support employees and volunteers, and also advocate for policies that help people gain more reliable access to food. Melissa Cherney's work demonstrates how one person can use leadership to promote change. By discussing the experiences of families who rely on assistance, she helps also make food insecurity more visible. Her efforts also will remind the public that hunger can affect people who are unemployed, raising children, or trying to overcome difficult situations. The Rhode Island Community Food Bank supports this leadership by distributing food throughout the state and working with local food pantries, meal sites, and community programs. The organization does not operate as only one food pantry. Instead, it actually collects and distributes food to a network of agencies that directly serve Rhode Islanders. The food bank also addresses more than immediate need for a meal. One example is a program called Raising the Bar on Nutrition. Researchers Mary Flynn and Andrew Skiff studied this Rhode Island Community Food Bank program, which taught low-income households how to prepare affordable plant-based meals with vegetables and olive oil. Participants attended cooking demonstrations and received ingredients they could use at home. After about 6 months, food insecurity among participants decreased from 44% to 30%. Participants also reported eating more vegetables and spending less money on groceries in total. So this program shows why food banks work, just extends beyond handing someone a bag of food. Education, cooking skills, community partnerships, and information about assistance programs can also help people make limited food budgets last longer. Um, However, I would say that programs like these do not mean that individuals are solely responsible for solving food insecurity. Families still need affordable housing, fair wages, transportation, healthcare, and access to assistance programs. Food banks can provide important support, but long-term change also requires stronger community systems and public policies. There are several ways Rhode Islanders can help. People can donate food or money, volunteer at a pantry or meal site, share accurate information about food insecurity, or support policies that improve access to nutrition programs. Even learning where local food resources are located can help somebody connect a friend, neighbor, or even a family member with support. In conclusion, I would say that food insecurity affects many Rhode Islanders, including working families and people facing housing, employment, and mental health challenges. Melissa Cherney has used leadership and advocacy to raise awareness of the problem. While the Rhode Island Community Food Bank provides the food, education, outreach, and partnerships that promote positive change, the next time we enter a grocery store without having to calculate whether buying food will prevent us from paying another bill, we should remember that many of our neighbors do not have the same security. Food is a basic need, and no Rhode Island family should have to choose between eating and paying for another necessity.